say get down when I say you get down. I say get down when I say you get down. I say get down when I say you get down. I say get down when I say you get down.
What the hell are you looking for? Can a young nigga get money anymore? Let my pants sag down to the floor. Really doesn't matter as long as I score.
Yeah. Listen, what's good? I appreciate y'all for rocking with us. This is Icons and Ideas presents the world according to Kay Nellz. And this is I got a special birthday episode, you know what I mean? It's today my birthday, you know what I mean? Happy birthday to a real one. So you know, another year around the sun, it's a bittersweet feeling. I'm conflicted, you know what I mean? For reasons that average life expectancy, 72 years old, feels like the halfway mark. I don't like that. I don't like that narrative, so. All right, I'm gonna pick it back up from there. I had to give y'all the thought that I had when I actually saw 35 by my age. I had a moment. All right, now we back. So, as always, we're gonna bring you fresh topics, current events, fresh perspective. I got the homies with me. I got some friends with me. People gonna be coming in and out. I just wanted to, we're gonna call this special edition Kickbacks and Conversations. I just wanted to really do the same thing I do when it's just me by myself, but I just wanted to include other perspectives into the conversation and just really add a little flavor. Although I do love the sound of my own voice, sometimes it's good to have, absolutely. Sometimes it's good to have, other perspectives. So if you hear some commotion in the back, you might hear people playing spades. You might hear, ad-libs, commentary, whatever, but everything is all good. If you hear doorbell, ignore it, because again, people coming in and out. This is my birthday, right? Drinks being poured, whatever your vice is, you know what I mean? Interpret that how you will. But we're gonna kick off today. We had general consensus. We're gonna go from the frying pan into the fire. So, can't stop, won't stop, man. Let's talk about it.
Pray about it.
Let's. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Let's talk about.
What was you calling them earlier?
The diddler, man. Let's talk about the diddler, man. Lord. Which one though?
The one that's like.
Oh, you talking about what's my man name? Christian, yeah, Christian. My man. No, don't do. No, listen. No, it's getting real. So I guess it's a couple of things, right? I'm gonna go ahead, general overview. The most recent news, he had a bail hearing for the second time. He was denied again for the second time. So they denied his bail. And just talk facts real quick. He got a $50 million property that he's putting up for collateral for his bail, and they denied it. Damn. So for anybody that's not like extremely well versed in the bail, this is what I know about it. And again, disclaimer, I'm not an expert by no means, but this is what I know about it. When you have that type of equity in a property that he owns, and he has the deed to that property, then you put that up as collateral for whatever the bail amount is. And in the event that you violate any terms of the bail, then they can come and collect on that bail. So when you talk, and that's just money, if we really talking about how broken the system is, that's just straight profit for the city, county, or I'll say the whatever parameters it's in, whatever jurisdiction it's in. That's just straight money that goes to them, and they're able to do whatever they want with it, however they want with it. So that's how you know this shit deeper than rap, because you got 50 million in collateral, and you're high profile, you worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and they say, nah, we don't want your money, we want you in jail. So yeah. So it's a lot of details that's gonna be forthcoming. It's a lot of stuff that's gonna come out, and who knows? I will say this though, I'm tired of people making up narratives on social media about Diddy. You don't have to make up narratives, because sometimes the truth is wild enough. And I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this is one of those instances where the truth is gonna be stranger than fiction. Yeah. Like the most absurd shit that you can make up is not gonna amount to some of the stuff that we about to learn over the next couple months. I'm just keeping it 100 with you.
Man.
But
How do we know what's
that's a fact though. How we know it's true or not? That's real.
Nah, bro, like I agree with you. Like I agree. Like I don't know, man. I think it's gonna be some crazy shit that's gonna come out to where niggas is gonna be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's a lot of people worried. You know,
Especially the people
that's
he's probably gonna throw under the bus.
yeah, tangled into
I wouldn't
it.
say save himself, but just to be like, because he
So.
No, you good. I'm gonna have you mic'd up. Just talking to him whenever. All right? You good.
With all these CEOs dropping out, like, is that
No, nah, it's not. It's a saying in science, in the medical field. Correlation is not causation.
Right.
I'm gonna apply that to what we talking about. I'm not sold on the fact that and this is coming from somebody that don't believe in coincidence. I don't believe in coincidence. But at the same time, I don't think if it's correlated, even if it is correlated, I'm not sold on that. I'm not sold on that.
The craziest thing, the charge was $250,000 for him to get out. He put up $50 million.
Yeah, no, because you gotta remember bail be 10% of what they say. So that 250 is just 10%. And the bail was crazy, but they again I'm not even gonna say the bail because they didn't give him bail. I guess the proposed bail was gonna be in the tune of 25 to 50 million. It's gonna be like that's the numbers that they was talking about for his bail.
I wouldn't have gave it to him.
Yeah. No, that's tough.
That bill, next thing you know, he in fucking Bali with, what's his name?
With Russell Simmons.
I wouldn't.
Being a monk.
I think
The odds were stacked against him. He had too much going on.
Yeah, no. The odds is definitely stacked against him.
He too visible, man.
I think that he also hides behind a lot of other celebrities, so that I wouldn't say take the spotlight off of him.
Yeah.
But he's like dry snitching, like I got Drake in the pool. Oh, this nigga got me in the
Hey, he definitely had Devin Haney in the pool. Devin Haney was in the pool.
With a wig and a see-through
Madness.
blouse on. A blouse, they had on a blouse. A button-down see-through lace blouse with a wig.
Hey, yo, Prince.
Got Drake in the pool.
Prince wore a blouse though. I can't give him the charge for the. I can't. I'm just not
An idea, huh?
He won.
I can't give him the blouse, yo. I can't give him the charge for the blouse. Prince wore a blouse.
Even with a blouse, me personally,
Yeah.
it's more manly than a Diddy any day. So I don't
But I think it's weird that throughout all of this, when things start to go down with Diddy, being put into, the spotlight and everything like that, I think it's a little strange how we ain't never seen this nigga hang out with Stevie J. We ain't never seen this nigga hang out with Stevie J.
I'm gonna call that a random fact.
No, we didn't.
Until shit started coming out, and all of a sudden he run into Miami. He want to hang out with this nigga. He out with this nigga. They on the beach, walking around like civilians, talking.
No, Stevie J loyal.
Stevie J is loyal.
Stevie J loyal. That's why.
But it's just
Like when you find your real friends, I mean,
The difference
Trying to
is,
be Diddy.
Stevie do his dirt in public. It ain't.
yeah, but I feel like it's also a lot that we don't
I think
know
they're
about
hiding
Stevie.
behind something. I think him
100%.
and J and I think they got something
He
else
had
going
people
on
on
more
for 10
that he know more about. That
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, he
Boy,
ran to
Stevie J
him.
look like he got some shit.
Diddy ran to Stevie J in his time of trouble. So I feel like that's a little more telling than anything. Like I've never seen them like hang out in public. Or
When you're back against the wall, though.
Not more than they have now.
When you're back against the wall,
Now.
everybody flee. Nobody want to be around you.
Yeah, but I think
Nobody want to be associated.
Ain't that Biggie producer? Like he just
Yeah, I mean Stevie J been around for forever.
Yeah.
He been around for forever.
They have been
doing
around.
Biggie, some of Biggie.
Yeah.
He went to back home. He went back to who we were.
Listen though, how y'all feel about the baby oil though?
The slippery.
They try and get my man the slippery slope. Yeah, the slippery. I'm not gonna listen. Diddy did a lot of wild shit. I'm not gonna give him the charge for the baby oil though. I can't.
I really hope he not causing yeast infections.
You ain't never
There's no need.
No, you never seen Diddy.
I mean, you're a
action
dark skinned
ever.
dude though, but 1,000 though is wild.
What is this for? You ain't never seen him ask
No, that's a fact. 1,000 bottles of baby oil is wild egregious.
It's egregious.
But at the same time though, so two things. Definitely you gotta be careful with the baby oil. Fellas, let me little PSA real quick. Baby oil definitely could throw off pH balance, so you gotta be mindful of that. You can't just whip out the baby oil like everything sweet when you get in those moments. You gotta know what type of shorty you rocking with. You feel me? It might throw, you know what I mean? It might throw the. And again, this is G14 classified. This is not from personal experience. This is just what the homies told me. Yeah, this just what the homies told me.
I don't even want to rub their baby down with baby oil right now because of this.
No, that shift perspective.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all some wild shit though. I'm gonna tell y'all some wild shit.
No, that's a fact though. It's a perspective.
Listen, baby oil legit about to be like, it's gonna be a negative connotation associated with baby oil. Like you gonna be rocking with a shorty, she over your crib for the first time, she gonna go into your like, oh, he got baby oil in the.
If he didn't have a brand now, he bad for him. No, for real.
Like, what is you on?
This can either skyrocket the prices of Johnson & Johnson baby oil or shoot them.
Well, once they know what he was using it for, once they know,
Say that it was.
it depends on what he said.
That
Yeah.
It wasn't good for your body and stuff. They came out and said.
That's just
Listen.
so good.
It definitely do. Listen, I talked to my brother today. Shout out to my older brother, yo. He locked down. He in Maryland, locked down, right? He hit me up. He said, yo, this Diddy shit so crazy, we can't even get baby oil in the commissary in Maryland.
That's wild.
My man say baby oil is sold out in the commissary. No, my brother. Hey, yo, Free Wiley, yo, my brother really a funny nigga, yo. Soon as my brother get out, I'm putting him on. Listen,
Yeah.
I'm putting him front and center for the world, bro.
He hilarious.
He really funny, bro. My man hit me up today to wish me a happy birthday, but he like, bro, he started talking again. In jail, they don't miss nothing. I don't know how, but they don't miss nothing in jail at all. So he like, yo, this first thing he say after, you know what I mean, we small talk, wish me a happy birthday. He like, yo, this Diddy shit crazy.
He couldn't wait to talk about it.
Yo, he like, but he was talking about how even where they got him locked up at, how they denied his bail, and like, when you talking about Diddy is high profile, so I don't really like. He wasn't trying to make parallels to him or people that he know per se, but he like for them to have him locked down where they have him locked down at in one of the worst spots in New York, one of the worst places to be locked down at. They denied his bail. He like, yo, that don't even happen to regular civilians. You know what I mean?
They trying to make
so
an example, boy.
They got it out for him.
Yeah.
They got it out for him.
In New York, that's not.
Yeah.
Especially being from there, being a king.
That grape jelly is no longer an option. We are
Y'all
not
giving
using
niggas too
baby
much
oil.
credit.
They put
They
out
lock a
a
nigga up
PSA.
2 years for a clip.
Oh no, they'll definitely throw you under the jail, but to deny bail, like again, you gotta understand, like prison is a business, it's a racket, it's a business. So for them to say, nah, we don't want the 50 million, they got a whole nother mission in mind. Yeah, they try and get the diddler.
Yeah.
But all right, so real talk. All right, I'm gonna get serious with y'all for a second. This is my theory. So I read a book earlier this year. It's by an author named Whitney Webb. It's called One Nation Under Blackmail. Right? It's nonfiction. It got 2 editions. I read both, or listened to both, I should say, because I do audio books more than turning pages nowadays. But this book, One Nation Under Blackmail, talks about how going back 100 years, talk about how the clandestine services of the United States, whether it's CIA, FBI, whomever, how they used for a long time, one of their main tactics to compromise people was sex blackmail. And they would use sex blackmail to compromise politicians, business people, athletes, entertainers. I'm talking about going back 100 years to present day. In the book, both editions chronologize, like it's literally chronological, from those times of Allen Dulles and J. Edgar Hoover. Allen Dulles was the first person running the CIA. J. Edgar Hoover, first person running the FBI. Going all the way back to those times, to Jeffrey Epstein and everything that's going on. How they use sex blackmail to compromise people. So this is my theory. So Diddy has been an asset for some time now. And by asset, I mean an asset to the clandestine services. Whether it's CIA, FBI, I don't know whom, but I feel like, this is a theory, I feel like he's been an asset for some time now. And one thing about an asset, you're useful until you're not. As long as you are useful, you have complete immunity to operate in whatever capacity they need you to, for whatever reasons they need you to. But once they deem you useless, then they get rid of you. This is why I have that theory. Based on the information that we know now, Diddy has been operating this way for 20 to 30 years. You don't operate in that manner for that long under the radar. My brother told me some of the realest shit ever. He said, and this was his theory, right? It's separate from Diddy, but I'm gonna show you how it parallels. When my brother was out there in the streets, he was like, you gotta understand that the police and the district attorneys and all of the state, the city, the county, they have unlimited resources working 24 hours to lock your black ass up. So unless you apply unlimited resources 24 hours to keep your black ass free, they're gonna get you every time. And he was just talking just talking about street shit.
And he not lying.
Right. No, that's a fact.
Because what's so funny,
they gonna get you.
My nigga, I was just talking about that shit earlier to this chick and this younger dude earlier today. We was talking about it, and she was like, well, you know, he could da-da-da. I was like, yo, let me tell you, other people know what the fuck you doing every day. I was like, my nigga.
That's a fact.
Nigga, me and my niggas was in this.
You don't, right. You don't move, appreciate you. You don't move without them knowing.
Yeah, to where
nothing gets done without them knowing. So, to my theory, Diddy was an asset for whatever reasons that they used. Let me tell you how slick. I'm gonna give you a little. I encourage everybody to go get this book. In my opinion, this book is so scathing about certain details. I would be thoroughly surprised if Whitney Webb is still alive in 5 years. No lie. So let me give you one of the plays, right? Let's say I'm a person. I'm on the inside, right? I'm an asset. I got a lot of money, a lot of power, a lot of resource. I'm gonna use you, Joey, I'm gonna use you, right? You somebody on the outside. You have money, power, resource, asset. You have something that I need. My goal, you're the target. My goal is to compromise you. I need to compromise you. So this is what I do. I have a party.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's cool, for sure. Appreciate you. I have a party. Everybody can enjoy a party, right? You get invited to something exclusive. It's nothing weird, nothing suspicious. It's just a party. You go, you have a good time. You're introduced to some people, you know what I mean? You mingling, have a good time, go home, it is what it is, right? That first party is just that. It's just a party. You have a good time, you go home. Well, let's say a week later, a couple months later, appreciate you, week later, a couple months later, you're invited to another party. Now, this party, although it's a party, it's a little bit more formal. So you the target that I'm trying to compromise. So now I come over, I introduce myself. What's good, my man? How you doing? Pleasure to meet you. You having a good time? Great, that's what's up. We're gonna talk a little bit later on, okay? For sure, right? And that's how the interaction goes.
Right.
Nothing suspicious. He knows that I'm a person of influence and power. I know he's an asset that I need to compromise. So now we having a conversation. Listen, this is what I need from you. I like what you got going on over there. The business is booming, how it's supposed to. I was expecting, though, if you could do X, Y, Z for me. Now, X, Y, Z is something crazy. And he looking at me like, boy, what? And I'm like, no. See, listen, this the thing, though. I appreciate you. You're a solid dude. I rock with you. But I'm not asking you. I'm telling you, you're going to do X, Y, Z for me.
Yeah, it do go like that.
Exactly. Now you're looking at me like, what? And then I'm saying, you know what? I'm tripping. My bad. If you enjoyed yourself at my last party, right?
Yeah.
100%.
That's the thing.
You remember, it was this one waitress that kind of got your attention. You talked to her for about 25 minutes. Let's just say she was 16 years old. It's not about.
They used to do that in football.
Yeah, it's not about what can happen. It's not about what happened. It's about what you can prove.
Yeah.
So whether or not she's 16, you don't know. But now,
you curious.
Yeah, you curious. So let's just say she was. Not only was she 16, not only was she sex trafficked, even though you didn't partake in sexual activity with her, I have enough video footage of you to make it look compromising. So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna say, you know what? It would be such a shame if your wife went and got the mail on Tuesday and it's video footage of you with this young lady.
You lost the plot. Why is a 16-year-old at your party in the first place? Let's go back to the basics.
I got to, at that point, I got enough power where that's not even if you ask that question, at this point,
That's the problem.
do you value your life? I have a level of power and affluence now. I'm talking in a way where you don't know my reach in scale at this point.
Do you value yours? I got a set of skills.
I feel you. No, that's real. That's real.
But nobody's gonna think like that in that moment.
If a girl ever got flown out, that flew out,
Yeah.
that's technically
Listen. Listen.
Man, when you scared, you're not thinking on that level. You more so think.
Right.
You're not playing chess.
Oh, but not scared.
You're scared. But see, the thing is when
But this is the thing.
you know somebody is a big dog.
It's
you know somebody is
no, that's real.
That's
Yeah.
status. You're not gonna question their intellect and go against what they're saying.
This where the rabbit hole gets deeper though. Because Diddy was not the asset having the conversation. Diddy was the asset that hosted the party.
Exactly, which is why he in jail now.
So again, he's not the one that's having that conversation. The person that had that conversation with you is the one that compromised Diddy. That's why Diddy had to do what he said. No, all right, so listen, like I told you, first of all, stop bringing up the baby oil. We're not doing that. Listen, all right.
She went back and she touched on the point.
It's 2 points I gotta make. One, shout out to Rico Strong and Michelle Tucker. I'm taking y'all back to 2007. Real rap. This is not personal experience, but this is what one of the homies told me. 100%, bro. If you never recreated the scene with Rico Strong and Michelle Tucker on the airbed, listen, take you a bottle, again, I don't know the recipe. This is just what the homie told me. Approximately a bottle and a half of baby oil you gotta get a queen. First of all, grown men, PSA, stop getting full-size air mattresses. A grown man on a full-size air mattress is criminal. Get you at least a queen, bro. Listen, everybody got to start somewhere. You got the crib. You got the one little TV sitting on top of the empty laundry basket. I get it. We all been there.
Thugging it.
Don't do the full-size mattress, bro. For you and whatever shorty that you caught in that you going to smash on that full-size mattress, it's just not a good look. Queen is the
thing.
Minimum. But get you a king. And if you really want to stunt with the air mattress, get you the double joint with the pump built in. All you got to do is cut it on. We in there.
You just cut it on. Thugging it.
But listen though, but at the same time, now let me put you on game. Again, this is what the homie told me. See, when you get the double joint, you splurge, they start putting like suede and Alcantara
on the top of the joint.
That type of material is gonna absorb the baby oil. That's why you need like the little plastic joint. That way the baby, listen, I'm telling you, this is what the homie told me. This is what the homie told me. So once you put the baby oil on the air mattress, then you officially got a slip and slide. You have no traction. So you have to be experienced and know what you're doing.
Like socks,
right.
Like socks on the carpet.
Right. If you don't have no experience, you might be in, crazy territory. So be cautious when you partake in recreating the Rico Strong and Michelle Tucker. But approximately a bottle and a half of baby oil. Again, I don't know the recipe. I'm just telling you what my homie told me. You got to make sure the half is to put baby oil on her. The full bottle is for you to baby oil the mattress. So the mattress take approximately a full bottle, and then you want baby oil her, and then obviously baby oil yourself.
Niggas is slick taking notes on the Hey, that gotta be a zoom in, bro. Like,
so when you look at it through that lens, 1,000 bottles is not crazy when you throw in parties where everybody
1,000 women.
$1,000. That's what I'm saying. It's not really crazy when you look at it through that lens. But if you never in your life tried to recreate the Rico Strong and Michelle Tucker, then you don't have the bandwidth to know. So you'll see 1,000 bottles of baby oil and you like, damn, that's crazy.
Think about his days during the way he used to party though.
Yeah, no, the party's is lit. So that's my first point. So that's why I'm personally not gonna give the diddler a charge for the baby oil. Because my homie told me that it takes a considerable amount of Johnson & Johnson baby oil in order for you to be able to execute. Yeah, yo, I'm telling you.
I'm just going to go out on a limb and just assume that the baby oil is being handed out like Jell-O shots at the door.
For 1,000, yeah.
No, because you're gonna need it. For sure.
Why baby oil though?
The second point though, no, for real.
It's not that much of a lubricant.
You're gonna be slippery, but I'm gonna tell you, my homie.
Don't put it on the bottom of your feet.
My homie told. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to go down that path, like, cause all right. So the implication is that the baby oil is because you not having sex with women, you having sex with men. The reason why I don't want to go down that path is because it's a crazy concept to.
This whole thing is like Jaguar talking, so it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't.
She jumps out there.
I mean, why else would?
Because you're trying to recreate Michelle Tucker.
No.
Listen.
So is that the scenario you want to happen?
It's over. Yeah, like
No,
you done
I'm
lost
just
so
telling
many.
you what my
you
homie
lost
told
so
me. My
much.
homie told me that it requires a lot of baby oil.
Wildness.
So now, no. The second point though, Sade, you made a very good point. What was the thing that you said? Yeah, thank you. I want to touch on that, and we're gonna leave the diddler alone, and then we're gonna follow how this thing unfolds. I'm gonna tell you the problem. Niggas is wild horny, B. That's the real issue. All right.
Bored.
I know I got jokes. But now I'm gonna get serious. All right. So this is the most hypersexualized time in modern history. If you look at what's going on, if you familiar, you study any history and you start understanding how the Romans was getting down and how some of they was really wilding. Like, for example, I'm gonna give you a little game.
They was having some wild shit.
Listen, so a lot of people don't know, like Shakespeare, for example. Shakespeare plays was all boys. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, right, women weren't allowed to act. So you had a lot of wild, so when you think about the times and how they exist now, but this is why this is happening. The world is more hypersexualized now than ever because we have access to vices, specifically sexual vices, at a level that we've never had before in modern history. Yeah. So now when you can go on your tablet and be exposed to pornography like that, when you can go on your smartphone, be exposed to pornography like that, how do you protect young, impressionable people from being exposed to pornography? My peoples just hit me up and was literally like, yo, my son is 7 years old and this girl that liked him in elementary school say she want to have sex with him at 7 years old. Now. So it's a level of hypersexuality that exists now. Yeah. So now let me bridge the gap.
What is sex?
Let me
at 7.
What's sex? What is sex?
But at that point they only regurgitating. They only regurgitating what they know. Right.
It'd be a thing.
But let me ask a question to the room. Who in this room had a conversation about sex with their parents? Or parents?
In my older years.
I was like, what is a blowjob? I looked it up. I don't know how to do this shit. You know what I'm saying?
No, real. Party foul. All right, so any party foul, it's a 10 push-up minimum. Like, it's a mandatory 10 push-up. It's a mandatory. Party foul is a mandatory. Hey, toss it to me. It's a mandatory 10 push-ups for the party foul. So I need that about you. Pause. I need that about you. I need that about you, D. Pause.
Is it the slow 10? No, I'm fucking with you.
I need 10 of them. Party foul is a mandatory 10 push-ups.
3, 4.
Okay.
She counting that
He
shit out
flexing
too.
a little bit.
6,
Yeah.
Flexing a
He
little
ain't
bit.
breathing tonight.
8,
Breathe, goddamn.
9,
Yeah.
10. There we go. Oh, man. Don't ask me to do that.
Look.
You know niggas that been to jail before know how to do push-ups. No, I'm playing.
Cut it out. He did that shit easy too.
Niggas that been to jail before know how to do push-ups. No, I'm
No,
playing.
but what I do want to say about children being exposed to pornography and things like that,
Right.
is that I think the people who I can't take my generation because we're kind of all in the same generation.
Correct.
You know?
So if you were born between 81 and 96, you're technically a part of the millennial generation.
Right, exactly, right? So what I want to say is that when I go on Instagram, right, and I see kids that are 1, 2, 3 years old, their mothers are maybe like 24, 23, they're not a part of the millennial generation, correct?
Yeah.
What I'm noticing is that they're exposing their kids to
100%.
yeah, they're the ones that are exposing their kids to
It all starts at home. It all starts at home.
right.
Yeah.
I don't think it's just the parents though, because YouTube is the worst thing. Oh my God, I don't got no kids.
It's a rabbit hole.
Google. Yeah, Google. You can type in Google.
Exposing them you can't stop the exposure.
Yeah, you can.
It's fast.
You can, but what I'm saying is that a lot of the videos, I would go on my Discover page and I would scroll. And I even sent him a few videos, you know what I'm saying? I would scroll on the Discover page and I see mothers that are about 24, 21 years old. They have maybe like a 5-year-old or something, right?
Right.
Who is cussing and carrying on, who is,
They think it's funny and shit.
And they think it's funny, right? So they allow their kids to do things like that.
Yeah.
So when I see mothers or fathers who are okay or exposing their children to things like that, because it's not just about exposure, it's about what the child is exhibiting and they are actually acting, they're acting out.
Right.
So I feel like say I was 23 and I had a 4-year-old, right?
Yeah.
And I'm on Instagram and I'm allowing my child to act out a scene where she's acting like me. And she's cursing in the scene because she sees me doing that, right?
Yeah.
And I'm showing it to everybody like, oh, this is funny, this is cute, I'm laughing at it, I'm uploading it.
Yeah, you give them permission.
Right,
You give them permission,
to act that way.
100%.
So I think that when you give your kids permission to act that way, you don't mind them being exposed to things that are beyond their intellect.
Yeah, to touch on that. I got a 5-year-old.
That's a crazy.
Oh no, she went crazy.
Yeah.
She went crazy.
Yeah, you have to.
She went
Go
on
ahead, come in
camera.
frame.
I thought she
Go
was
ahead,
on
come in
camera.
frame. Pick a seat.
I feel like that was organic. I don't think you need to be on camera.
Yeah.
No, that shit was perfect.
Yeah.
So what I was saying is that I see a lot of parents that are younger.
That's
have
not-
kids
he directing that
are
shit.
about 4 or 5 years old. They are allowing their children to do things that are inappropriate for their age because realistically, they're still very young in the mind of parents. You know what I'm saying? So they look at those things and they think that it's cute, they think it's funny, and they post it. So I think that because they do things like that, they feel like, okay, well, it's just cursing. Now it's just sex. Now it's just, they didn't know these things anyway.
Yeah.
But they're too young for their minds to actually know what this is actually about, what it entails.
Kids will always do 100% of what you show them.
Right.
for sure.
They'll listen to half of what you say, but they'll do what you show them.
It depends on the kid.
Right.
Well, so nothing is exact. It's rules and it's exceptions.
Right.
So to your point, you're right.
But see, when you give your, if you tell your child, say you tell your child something is bad,
Yeah.
right? Their grandmother might might say, oh, cursing is bad. If they live at home with a parent.
And they curse all the damn time.
Their parent curses all the time. How are they to differentiate between what's good and what's bad when what their parent is showing them is bad versus what their grandmother is telling them is good and bad? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they might see sex and think, you know, my mom won't think nothing of this.
Yeah, I got permission from mommy. Mommy says cool.
Sure.
So they can't because they have these parents that's telling them that this is okay. There's no limitation to what they think is okay.
No, for sure.
Until they exposed to what that is.
Yeah, like even when they watch TV, like when my kids, well, I got a 5-year-old and he only can watch his tablet every weekend because throughout the week is madness.
Yeah.
Because he be wilding and he don't pay attention, he don't focus. So when he get to the weekend and he watching that shit a lot, I'm like, why you watching TV so much? He was like, Daddy, because I saw you watch TV a lot. And I'm like, damn, I need to stop watching TV so much. No, for real, they do what they see.
That's real.
And I'm glad that it's a reflection because it tells me, okay, cool, he need to see me doing shit that I love to do. TV just be pastime. Sometimes I'm stressed and I'm like, shit, let me
for sure.
You feel me? So
for sure.
that's you hitting on a lot of things when it comes to that.
It's also, when I was younger, and Joe knows, we gotta say mom.
Oh, it's your family. Oh,
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. That's why y'all tight. I was seeing that energy.
Right. So my mom was more strict on me than she was on Joey. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right, all girls, it's like that, but especially in a Caribbean household. The females are way more.
Why is that? Can you elaborate?
Honestly,
Because they're traditionally patriarchal.
Right.
Okay.
But you know, they raise the women to be strong because if you think about it, in their culture, in their country, the women are looked down upon. So when they have daughters and they move to America, they have their children, they look at all the possibilities that you can have, and they kind of want to keep you in a shelter where it's like, you can only do this, you can only do that.
Man.
They embed that fear in you that something's going to happen if you don't abide by.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's wild.
With their sons, they look at men like they're strong, they're independent, because that's what they grew up seeing in their country. So they're like, men can fend for themselves. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to females, they see all these things that are being done to us. They see how we're taken advantage of. And they're like, you know what? You're not
It's
just
more
gonna
fear-based.
Right. You're not just going to be a house mom. You're not just going to be this or that. You're going to go out, you're going to get your degree, you're going to be a nurse, a doctor, architect, whatever.
To make sure you okay.
All the
No,
great
for
things
sure.
that you can do. They always teach us to be independent and stand on our own so that we don't have to depend on anybody. Which, you know, it works in some ways and it may not in others, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying that to say that whatever you do as a parent, like, it reflects on your kids. I wasn't exposed to a lot of things, which is why I never snuck out the house. I never had a boyfriend. I never went out anywhere. I never put myself in compromising situations because of the things that I learned when I was growing up and because I wasn't exposed to that stuff. So as a parent, it's like, yeah, you can't stop your kids from making dumb mistakes or doing things that you wouldn't think that they would have done in their elder years or whatever the situation is, but you have the largest influence because your kid wakes up to you every day. They watch the food you prepare every day. They watch the things that you watch every day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
for sure.
There are ways to influence them where it's like, and it doesn't have to be fear-based. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be like that. But it's just them knowing that, look, just because somebody else is doing it, even me as your parent, doesn't mean it's okay for you to do it.
Yeah, you said like a 22-year-old. Man, them they growing up. Like they growing up too. They kids too. So I can't really fault that 22-year-old to be into the experience of social media. Because it's like, I'm 36 and it's like, shit, I want to kind of dance on the motherfucking camera too. You feel me? But I'm not a woman, so I'm not, you know, twerking and shit like that. So that's the thing that, you know, it's like, man, like she 22. Do you know who you were at 22? Like, man, I was shit.
You said 22?
I was wilding.
I turned 30 this year.
Nice.
I just turned 30
Blessings to you.
Hey, shout out to the Gemini.
I just turned 30 this year, and I can honestly say that when I got off to state and I had my
college
apartment,
different.
I still wasn't like in a situation
Collected.
where I felt like, oh, now I can, hang with all the boys and do all that shit. I still wasn't like that because it's about like the type of
Your foundation
prioritize.
too. Yeah.
But I'm not saying I wasn't out getting fucked up.
Yeah.
I was in the hospital. You feel me? I was out there getting fucked up.
I ain't gonna lie, college is literally like, it should be like university fucked up.
It's those moments where it's like, you know what, now I'm on my own, I can try this and that, but guess what, I still have that level of fairness where it's like I won't go too far because that's not my moral, that's not how
And it sounds like for you though, that the way your mother raised you worked.
Yeah.
The thing about parenting that I'm learning though, is just what's good for the goose is not always good for the gander.
Man.
Right.
You got so I grew up in a house where I got 8 brothers and sisters. Like me and my mother have so many different conversations now. And one of the challenges and one of the mistakes that she, ultimately made that she realized she made was she didn't have the time or the bandwidth to give all of us the type of attention that we needed.
Facts.
So she ruled, she had her parameters. And she governed with an iron fist, and this is what it is.
No matter
and she
who it
treated
is.
every single child
For
the
sure.
same. For me, it worked.
Yeah.
But for some of my siblings,
They were more rebellious.
It was they built up so much resentment.
Yeah.
And now, as we're older into adulthood, they're actually recognizing and now trying to overcome that resentment.
Yeah.
And at the same time, my mother is apologetic because she like, if I knew.
Yeah. She was growing as well.
I'm dead center. It's crazy. Like I'm the 5th child. It's 4 older than me, 4 younger than me.
Yeah,
So
that's fire.
Talk about being a parent now. Like, how do you?
How did that affect your parenthood?
Well, for me, so like my style of parenting is extremely unconventional.
Same.
For me, it's like I don't have any parameters, and that's like the tug of war that me and my lady have. It's like because I'm like, yo, if he want to climb up on the table and jump off, let him. If he hurt himself,
experience
guess what?
everything.
That's okay because he'll learn from that.
Yes.
And chances are we won't have to stop him from jumping off the table
Ever again.
He'll realize like, oh, that wasn't the experience that I
It's
wanted.
his journey. That's the thing.
Stop him if that's his last jump.
No, see that's the difference. No danger. No, that's a woman's perspective. Now they get to something.
No, they say yeah, it's
It's kind of like what my sister said.
What if he jump off and that's the difference between no parameters and disciplinarity.
But so no, that's fair. That's fair.
Mama's probably thinking he could hurt us.
And that's
real.
It's like you
Mama,
said dichotomy
that's
earlier.
naturally.
Yeah.
Mama is always gonna feel that way. But this is where I distinguish between danger and fear.
Right.
So we want to always prevent him from danger, but we don't want to instill fear. And a lot of times, moms don't know how to not do. They instill fear, like something small.
Yeah.
If you see him about to do something that you don't want him to do, don't scream that you don't want him to do it. Yeah. Like, don't do that, right? So the purpose is to startle him, to stop him in his tracks. On one end, I understand. On the other end, what you're doing is you're instilling fear. Even if you don't think he understands or not, explain to him why you don't want him to do the thing that you don't want him to do. So, one of the rules that I have, and I use the term rules loosely, but one of the rules or parameters that I have is don't tell him no.
Yeah.
Like, so if we don't want my son to do something, we don't tell him no. We explain to him what we don't want to do because no is restrictive. No is negative.
And that's hard.
At this point in his life. Because everything about a child through toddler to early adolescence is about exploration. And that's how they're learning. So I want him to explore as much as possible. Now, we're going to keep the guardrails up, just like bowling, right? We're going to keep the guardrails up to get him closer to a strike.
Yeah.
But what we don't want to do is bowl for him. We want him to have the experience of bowling. We just going to throw up the guardrails. So,
the lessons you learned from your mother, pass on to how your parenting style is now?
And I'm gonna be honest with you though, that's a whole nother conversation because it's no way for me personally to have that conversation. That's such a layered conversation that'll go into a whole nother segment.
But I do want to touch on what you said about building.
Yeah.
Building
Absolutely.
Building resentment for your parents.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say that a lot of the times when we're younger is when we build resentment because we don't have a complete understanding of things that can happen to you in life or situations that can occur.
Of course.
So I think that when it comes to that resentment turns into a complete like empathizing situation because things don't change. You know what I'm saying? Like we all go through the same thing in life, just in a different way.
Yeah.
You know, so it's easy to say, oh mom, you know what you're talking about. Shut up. You know what you're saying, whatever, but we can turn around and be just as old as them when we have our children.
Oh yeah.
And say
and replicate the same behavior.
Right. And it's funny
replicate the same behavior.
because we'll be thinking in our head like, you know, damn.
I used to do that.
Real shit. Because I remember it was like a while back, like she was doing something and I was like, she wasn't even doing, I think I was getting on her about something. She was like, damn man, you sound just like mom. And I was like, nigga. Later on in the day, I was like,
damn. That's the thing. I'm telling you.
When you have a parent who's been through the fire, who's been through a lot, you know what I'm saying?
This your mom?
Like, yeah. You have a parent who's been through a lot, it's like who's touched every base, almost every base of the earth. You know what I'm saying? And had almost every experience, good and bad, highs and lows. It's like you don't know who your parents are. You don't really know them.
And that's a subject for real.
Yeah.
You only start to figure out who they really are when you get older, and you start to figure out.
Of course.
Now you can
that's
look
why,
backwards.
and that's why.
Shout out to Taisha.
Listen, but this is why, I preach this not only to my friends but to my siblings as well. To the point of resentment, it is imperative. I personally feel like our generation don't give our parents enough grace. And this is what I mean. So now to the point of, so what did I learn about parenting from my mother? Me and my mother's relationship is unique in this sense. In 2015, she got diagnosed with leukemia. So from then until 2022, we literally lived together. I went through the whole journey, her going through all of that. Yeah. And so the reason why, this is what made it unique. Prior to 2015, me and my mother had a tumultuous relationship, right? And I never understood why so me personally, I was the type of person that was like, I forced her to have a relationship with me. And I never understood why she was so adamant about pushing me away. And really, it was the reason why I behaved the way I did is because she pushed all of the older siblings away. So it's 4 siblings that's older than me, and she pushed all of them out. But when she tell her narrative, she always say, I didn't push them away. I let them make the decision. Once they felt they were grown enough to make the decision, I said, you can't. Now that you feel like you've grown, you can't exist under my rules. So therefore, you can't exist under my roof because you feel like you got it figured out. Me, I was a little different. I didn't have a problem with her rules. Even into young adulthood, if my mother say this door lock at midnight and you better be in the house, I don't care what my friends wanted to do. As long as I have to abide. So I was present. Now, all right, so I abide by all of your rules. Why are you pushing me away? Now, fast forward to this time in 2015. And what I learned is this, and this is why we have to give our parents grace. My mother, without going into grave detail, my grandmother, my mother's mother, passed away in 1998. I was 9 years old. She was literally on her deathbed, and she told my mom, she apologized to my mom, and she said, I never took time to truly understand my daughter. So now I have to realize the bandwidth that my mother is parenting from. My mother don't know how because she never had an example how in those certain nuances. So it's like, you a man. Why you trying to cling on to me in this household? Go out and be a man. I prepared you to be a man in this world. And she did, to her credit. But the reality was, and I had to tell her this verbatim at one point. I said, Ma, you think just because I turned 18 that you don't have to be my parent no more? Like, I told her, I said, Ma, you mom forever. I was like, you realize at 35, 45, at 55, guess what? As long as you have breath in this earth, you mom.
Yeah.
But she never had that bandwidth because she didn't have the type of nurturing relationship with her mother.
She had to get him going.
So she's literally been on her own pretty much as long as she can remember.
Yeah, bro.
She had my elder sister at a very young age.
Yeah.
So to your point, the reason why we have to give our parents grace is once you take a moment and realize that they was just trying to figure it out too.
Any kind of way.
That was it. They didn't have all the rules. They didn't have a playbook. They was trying to figure it out too.
And I didn't realize until, I hit my mid-20s. It's not just your mom is your mom, your dad is your dad. Your mom is also a woman navigating life.
Yes.
True indeed. True indeed. True indeed. True indeed.
So when I was younger, I used to hold a lot of things against my mom,
Yeah.
especially.
Yeah.
Because, it's my mom.
Yeah.
And certain things transpired. However, as I became an adult, whereas I don't agree with everything, but as I became an adult woman in my late 20s, going into my 30s, I'm like, imagine if I had 3 kids.
100%.
At the age of my mom.
100%.
Make it compute. Like
100%.
The race came way later.
Yeah.
Because I started to look at my mom not just as my mom, but as a woman navigating her relationship,
Correct.
navigating her own life, her
Correct.
own career, and having 3 goddamn kids.
Right.
Yo.
And my pops was born in segregation. Like that's how
that's wild.
Because even like my sister was saying earlier, like we don't know our parents until we get older. Like when I got older, like a lot of shit, my mom, I used to be like, she tripping on me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I got older, my mom used to be like, all right, go ahead, like do your thing, like nigga, do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I remember one day she came to me, she was like, I know you got street smarts. You know what I mean? And that's when she started telling me, like, I used to be in the streets too.
Word. She connected with you.
What you
Yeah.
mean?
Dope.
Like when my sister said, like, my mom went through the fire, like, my mom, she was like,
She done tried everything.
like, like my mom, she was like, I was a time boy, like, I just had goals in my mouth. I was a stick-up kid.
Wow.
Because even like I told somebody the other day, I was like,
My dynamic.
I seen my mom get in 2 fights.
Yeah.
The first fight I seen, I was in 2nd grade.
Yeah.
Walking out to school, fighting this kid.
She walking somebody.
The kid mom grabbed me.
Yeah.
When I look up, all I just seen was a fist just come out the clouds.
What? Don't ever touch my kid. Look.
Like my mom's stuck, and my mom's like, yeah, that's my kid. What's up?
Yeah.
When I saw him, I'm like,
Yeah, mom. That's my mama. Yeah, no, real tough.
Yeah.
And my mom, she was like, yo, I just came to get you so we could go to Flatbush.
You already know what it is. Listen, this is Icons and Ideas presents The World According to Kay Nellz, and this is a special birthday edition, right? I had to bring some friends along, because again, I love the sound of my own voice, but sometimes you need added perspective, so this is what this is. You feel me? Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Everybody's gonna get
Leaning.
So, I want to touch on this. So, about a year ago, Tia Mowry divorced her husband. That made news, right? Corey Hardick. And when the news broke, it was a lot of mixed narratives out there. Because we know the history of their relationship, for those who don't know, Mowry Hardick was, you know what I mean? Like, my bad, Corey Hardick. No, that's good. Corey Hardick.
No, I know.
No, it's all good. That just means, listen.
Funny as hell.
That's good though, because that means the tequila is working. But listen though, Corey Hardick, forgive me. So Corey Hardick, if you know the history of their relationship, because they talked about it, my man was down bad. You know what I mean? He ain't had no place to live. He was living out his car, all types. And Tia was already Tia. You feel me? Yeah, Tia was already Tia. She was popping. So, you know, you got to look at the nature of the relationship from the outside looking in, because we not in there. From the outside looking in, it's like, okay, she, you know, kind of upgraded a bum from the outside. Respectfully, again, respectfully.
That happens though.
I don't know these people personally, respectfully. I'm just only, they told their story.
You know why that happened?
Why that happened?
Because men are parasites.
That's another topic.
That is wild to say that, though. Yo, that is extremely wild to say that.
They definitely do got some niggas out
Who
here
was the
that's
host and who was the parasite?
Okay.
Yo, I don't think that's gender specific, though. I don't think that's gender specific.
No, listen, sidebar.
Hey, I know someone parasite.
Yeah, no, that's
That's
the
what I'm
double
saying.
standard.
I don't think that's gender
No,
specific.
listen though. That's the double standard that as men we gotta live with.
We gotta live with
Because
that.
if the roles was reversed, nobody would call a woman a parasite.
No one would call a woman a bum.
No, hear me out. Hold on.
Yes, I know.
You said men, not him.
Yeah, let me provide context.
That's the difference.
Men and women are parasites. In this situation,
Okay.
the man was the parasite. When
Okay.
married,
That's
there's a
different.
host And there's a parasite.
Right.
That's how I
No, that's a fact. But what you said previously wasn't a fact. Because I was about to say, be like, hold on. I was about to say, women legit from the age of 18,
Not even 18, from a child.
statistically want to be
Whether
taken
it's
care
Disney
of.
princesses or whatever, they're socially programmed for that.
To be
100%.
Yeah, so that's why.
Maybe American women.
But
No,
we're
so
talking about
there is
American
some
people.
delineation with Caribbean women. No, for sure. There is some delineation with Caribbean women.
To take care of. I was raised to take care of myself and whoever comes into my life.
Yes, ma'am.
I was not raised to be taken
No, that's the same thing. No, that's the same thing. Hold on. That's the same thing. Yo.
Let me ask you a question. In what way? Come on. You can take care of someone physically. You can take care of someone emotionally.
And financially.
You can take care of someone
Okay, so I'm gonna say this. I'm like, she's Caribbean.
Care of.
Right.
That's different.
We go. Hold on. 1 second. Church finger. We back like cook crack. You already know how it go. Listen, this is
Niggas got all ad-libs, nigga.
This is Icons and Ideas presents the world according to Kay Nellz. This is a birthday edition. We having a good time, of course. We talking about a host of current events, a host of topics as we always do. If I didn't tell you already, remember the master of the room. You can choose to be a thermostat or a thermometer. A thermometer can tell you the temperature of the room. A thermostat can change the climate, you feel me? Every room you walk into, you want to change the climate.
Unless that motherfucker broken.
You already know.
That's
Then you got to put the cold rag on top of it. You got to wrap the ice, you got to soak the rag in ice and put it over the thermostat. I'm from the projects. So you put the cold rag over the thermostat.
Okay.
So it, you know what I mean?
Come on, man.
It happens.
All we did was open up the
The stove is a
we
thing,
ain't even had central air. Like central air was a luxury. It was crazy.
No,
Like,
for real.
We had the little air conditioner in the window. In the summertime, everybody slept in the living room.
Yeah, bro, that's a thing.
Yeah, everybody slept in the living room.
Yo, niggas just related. That is crazy.
That shit
I'm from Ohio, bro, and I relate to that shit. Why is that a thing?
Indiana, shout out to the Midwest.
That's crazy.
Shout out to the Midwest.
Yeah.
I gotta give a shout out. My father lives in Ohio right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah, shout out to the Midwest.
Nah, fuck that. Shout out to
Shout out to Atlanta. Shout out to
They
Atlanta.
always do it with the middle finger.
Shout out to Atlanta for sure. But
Always do it with the middle finger.
yeah, 5 in the fuck you.
No, I'm from. Yeah, I've been here for about 20 years.
Yeah. 5 in the fuck you.
Yeah.
5 in the fuck you for sure. But listen, all right, so
Real East Atlanta nigga. Go ahead.
no, you good. Shout out to Ohio, shout out to the Midwest, shout out to Indiana, shout out to Atlanta, shout out to everybody. So listen, here we are. HAWAII. Listen. So listen, this is how we gonna rock.
Yeah.
We was talking about Tia and her reality show, and that it was some interesting points made that's worth conversation. So we just gonna pivot, we gonna segue a little bit and just talk about the dynamics between men and women in relationships and how we view it, and how cultural and world views affect our approach to relationship, or how we interact with relationship. Shout out to Sade. She made a comment talking about from her experience, from her worldview. It's not, forget gender exclusivity, forget it being about men and women. When you have a relationship dynamic, oftentimes you see a host and you see a parasite. You see somebody being dominant, taken care of, or whatever, however you want to classify that, and then you see somebody being the sole beneficiary. Mm-hmm. So that's what made the comment evoke so much emotion, because she put it plainly. The reason why Tia and Corey Harding ended up ending is because men are parasites. That was the blanket statement. Now, when she unpacked that and peeled back the layers of the onion, what she was really speaking to was the dynamic of, in their relationship, Tia was already established financially, in every aspect that we can see from the public view. And Corey Harding was down and out, down on his luck. In that dynamic, when he's not able to provide for himself or her in the relationship, then she's the host, he's the parasite. Mm-hmm. Now, those roles is not exclusive to gender. I think to give her grace, that's the point that she was making. Because basically, she's saying women can be parasites too.
It can be flipped.
Now, this is where the conversation is going to get interesting. I'll give my perspective and then I want to open it up to the floor. The reason why it's a little different, the point that I was making is that's a double standard that as men we have to live with, because women are socially programmed to present themselves in a manner to get a husband. Now, what she delineated was that's cultural, because Caribbean, the perspective for Caribbean women is a little different, because they're conditioned to take care of themselves and whatever man they allow into their worldview. I agree with that, but I also have to add some perspective. That man subsequently still have to be responsible for taking care of X, Y, Z. Or else you will, as we say in the business that we're in, you'll demote yourself to customer. You'll be no longer employed. You'll no longer have a significant other. Remove the cultural aspect from it and just look strictly between the dynamics between man and woman. Men are conditioned to protect and provide. Women are conditioned to be protected and provided for. The rule. Now, the exception is this. We live in a very unique time, and the times are blurring the lines. So now women feel more empowered than ever, and they feel like they can provide for themselves and protect themselves. So now the dynamics of the relationship paints a narrative that says, well, okay, man, what do I need you for? And that's why you see, and this is where I make my statement, this is the narrative that plays into the disintegration of the family. And once you disintegrate the family, then the community crumbles, because communities are made up of what? Families. Societies are made up of what? Communities. So it's a domino effect. And for me, because I know what they did with social programming, I know what they did with COINTELPRO, I know how one of the main agendas of the clandestine services, FBI, CIA, was to disintegrate the black man. And in order to do that, you disintegrate the black woman, you disintegrate the black family, you disintegrate the black community, and they're only going to replicate dysfunction. And when you look at the history of the black community, from the civil rights era to now, you've seen the replication of dysfunction at every level. And that includes relationships. But for now, we're not gonna go, that's too deep for the intro. We only gonna stick to relationships. So let's talk about it, right? The statement is, that's because men are parasites. I said all that to say, niggas is parasites. Icons and Ideas presents The World According to Kay Nellz and Friends. This is the birthday episode. So let's keep it rocking.
This the episode.
To your point, 100%. To your point, a couple of things I want to touch on. To both of y'all point. One thing that was said was, and forgive me, please correct me. Please correct me. But
like you said, tequila.
yeah, the tequila definitely be working. So to view it as a weakness, this is why I'll never view men's attraction and the carnal reaction to the physical of a woman as a weakness. Is because so let's talk religion for a second. Let's talk spirituality. Whether you believe the story of creation was literal or allegory or figurative, there's still value in the metaphor and what it represents. In the beginning was the Word was God, the Word was with God. God said, let there be light. He spoke life to everything. He spoke existence to everything, right? But when it came to man, as it's told, right, and I use the term man loosely, he spoke, let there be light, and there was light. But when it came to man, he said, allow me to make man in my image and likeness. We have to be real with the fact that if man was an entity in its own, then it was both masculine and feminine. Because as the story of creation is told, the feminine was extracted from the masculine to be a helpmate. That's what the scripture reads. This is why I don't view it as a weakness. The challenge that we face as men and women is understanding the symbiosis of the masculine and the feminine that makes the whole. To my masculine, your feminine is perfection. And when we operate in that frequency, my attraction to you can never be a weakness because you are the feminine that was extracted from me. Mm-hmm. For us to coexist as one. That's why when you make your vows in marriage, it's the two becoming one. Yeah. So because of that principle, whether you believe it literally happened, the transgressions of the garden, or it's figurative, the principle still remains. Man and woman, or the masculine and feminine, is the most important nature of the relationship. And in the human experience, it's inescapable. What do I mean by that? And then I want you to make your point. When you even look at most homosexual relationships, there's still the existence of the masculine and feminine.
Come on, man.
Even in it, there's still the existence of the masculine and feminine. To me, that is the largest indicator that perfection is the union of the masculine and the feminine.
Right. Yeah.
Now, because of the times we're in, a lot of that get misconstrued in language. But nonetheless, strip whatever your ideology is, when you deal with what the masculine represents and what the feminine represents, when they come together, that is perfection.
Right, and that refers to the physical. Now, going back to the same scripture and going back to what we were talking about today and the influence of the internet, the one thing outside of the physical, outside of the masculine and the feminine that is lacking is brain. Because there's always, we are now in a situation, we were just talking about it, how children are being, whatever they see is what they repeat. Yeah. That is an outside influence.
Correct.
Go back to Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden.
Yeah.
The serpent was an outside influence. What is killing people in the relationship between men and women is always social outside interference.
Okay, this is where I give you pushback. The only reason why the outside interference was impactful or was effective is because there was disconnection between the masculine and feminine.
Foundation.
When the masculine and when there's no,
it never started solid. So how can we
no, it did because one came from the other as the story is told. So the perfection already existed.
I have a point.
You want to go? Go ahead.
Well, yes. And the only reason why I want to go is just to stir shit up.
He a professional stir shit upper.
So
keep in your comments.
So really, what is not acknowledged, right, is that and you said it. What is not acknowledged is that the first succumbing to peer pressure was by a woman. That's not acknowledged, right?
I mean, you can
time out. That's not acknowledged. But what is acknowledged is that the man failed to eat the apple that who presented to him, right? That companion.
You ain't taking accountability.
No. Accountability is had.
Even how much she cared about him, she still did what the person wanted her to do because
accountability is had.
Outside influence.
Accountability is had, right? Yes. As a woman, and you stated this, a woman was to put here as a helpful.
Yeah, as a helpmate. As a helpmate.
For a man. But at the same time, I don't like that statement, and I don't agree with that statement because that entails that the woman is only here for men. The woman is here for herself as well. So that's
it's probably two parts.
Yeah.
And mate.
Yeah.
That's
right.
I
look at it as a companionship.
Help and mate.
The number one thing that's not acknowledged, like I said, is that y'all chose to go the wrong way first.
Oh, so women is
okay? No. Women is not all evil, but lust is all evil. I lust for my woman. I lust for the things that my woman wants. So if my woman is coming to me with lustful thinking, and
you didn't have lust yet though. That's what I'm trying
Why
to.
not?
Y'all were pure. Men, Adam andEve were pure.
They were one, yeah.
They were one. They were doing the
all
thing. They were doing
and here we are. That's
but the thing is, Adam knew what.
Still not.
Adam knew what.
Listen,
God said.
can I say something? Can I say something?
Okay, so there.
I just want to say something. So something I learned recently. I've been married for 5 years, and I've recently learned that when my wife want to go somewhere and my gut feeling say don't go, I should say fucking no. Right?
What you do?
But I go because it's like, oh yeah, what's up, babe? Yeah, hell yeah. Right. No, hold on.
Let him finish. Let him make his point.
Hold on.
Make your point.
So I'm learning as I grow into a man, because I've been a boy for a while. But growing into a man, like mentally and emotionally, learning, teaching children, I'm learning that I gotta tell that woman no, because when we get like hindsight, when we start to look at it, and she gonna be like, damn, babe, thank you for saying no to me, even though I was pouting and all mad and shit, but thank you for that, because now we're in a better place because we didn't go down that fucking road. And that's what I'm saying. That is the guidance. I feel like, I'm not saying women don't have their own moves to make on the board, but as a man, that is my gut feeling. I feel like God speaks to me and tells me, hey, like, move this way, bro.
Can I ask
you bugging.
I feel like that's the chest.
I'm not giving you no, but I only gave that.
The most powerful piece on the board, but you gotta.
I'm not talking about it. I'm not talking about. I gave that as simplistic terms, not for it to be my life.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
When you make those certain decisions, is there anything that you're trying to avoid?
Elaborate. When I make the decision to not go somewhere.
He said it was a gut feeling. It's just a feeling he had.
It's a thing that so I've made those decisions to do it because I've made those decisions to please. And I used to be like, hell yeah, let's just do it. I wasn't a sure man. I wasn't sure. I was a boy.
Okay, so you said to please. So
to please.
In that sense, you're trying to please her. So what are you trying to avoid essentially?
I wasn't a sure person. That's my I wasn't sure.
Her responses?
No.
Issues?
No.
You want to please, because what she gonna say no?
I wasn't sure, so it was like whatever you want to do.
Indecisiveness.
I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. I didn't know what I wanted.
Like he okay either way.
I was flowing with the wind. It's like this, man. If you don't have direction, you are literally meant to fall for anything.
Back to Tia. She spent 22 years building this man up and not realizing that all that time he was not making her happy.
He wasn't sure.
Hence we are, now she's divorced.
I'm telling you, a woman doesn't want you to sit up there and say yes all the time, bro.
Is it more celebrated right now?
It's very hard to get that out. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sure. A sure man is a sure man.
Nobody should get married to please the other person or with the other person in mind.
No, you have to grow. It's growth.
Exactly, but what happens is people lose their selves in their relationships, and it's not just women.
You stop learning the person you're dating.
Exactly.
That's the thing. Listen. Man, and I'm gonna tell you, it was a man that told me he's a 75-year-old dude. And he was like, yeah, it's bugging out.
The coal's out too.
Oh yeah, y'all done? Okay, well shit, we done.
Close in the month, that's what I'm saying.
No, for sure.
No.
I'm with it. I'm done.
All right,
I'm cool.
Wait. I wrote my points down.
Close the segments.
Oh shit, like that.
Going back to Adam and Eveness.
Okay.
All right. Remember the curse after all the shit happened. The curse. Women had to have pain during childbirth.
Period.
What if men's attraction and appeal to women was part of their curse? What if that is?
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it's something that the devil can exploit. Think about you get fidelity in marriages constantly.
That's 100%.
So you're saying God in cahoots with the devil? That's what you're telling me.
I mean, but tell me, he's been in cahoots with the devil.
Yeah, the devil can't operate without his permission.
Yeah, it's like a thing.
I really feel like they like this.
It's all the setup.
In your bed, and he be like, I know you.
No, they like, yo.
He allows the devil to do stuff to Job. He allows
everything's a trial, bro. It's a test.
They like the oldest of the oldest.
They like, no, for real, it's like FBG butter. No, for real. It's like FBG butter and King Von. Like FBG butter said King Von is his favorite op. That's God and the devil. I ain't gonna distinguish who's who. No, FBG Butter's still alive. He be doing Vlad.
That's like Batman and the Joker.
Yeah. No, for real. He said that's my favorite op. No, but so this is this is what I'll say, right?
I mean, in the Bible, they say they talk to each other.
They do.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Mojo. Yeah.
So many people, they've been like.
This is what I'm gonna end with this, right? I'm gonna end this particular segment with this, and this is something I truly preach and talk about frequently. The challenge that we face is if you can look up the counterintelligence program with J. Edgar Hoover. The mandate that was sent out to the FBI was the greatest threat to American democracy is the black leader. He said that. He said we must thwart the rise of the black messiah.
Come on, man.
And the way he did that was he knew the power of who we are as men is rooted in family. So if we can disintegrate the family, then a broken family will only replicate creating broken people.
Come on, bro.
And as long as people continue to be broken, then they can't function in the capacity that affects what our agenda is. That was a mandate given in the counterintelligence program. What we're seeing present day is a 60, 70-year ripple effect of that first domino being pushed over. Because when men and women, or masculine and feminine, has the harmony, I'm careful not to use the term balance because 70 and 30 is balance. 60 and 40 is balance. Harmony is symbiotic. So when you're talking about the masculine and feminine, our greatest strength as men come with the harmony, that union of understanding the importance of the feminine that coexists with us. So when we get into these relationships, a lot of times we don't even have a real working understanding of what it truly means to be a man at every level. And what I mean by that is not only financially, because we're socially programmed to be providers. We're socially programmed to be protectors. It's all of those other things, like what does emotional intelligence look like in a relationship? What does understanding certain things about the person that you're in a relationship with? And one of the quotes that I came across was a saying that says, do you want to be married or do you want to be right? And I always push back from that concept because that to me splinters the accountability of a relationship. I don't want to have to pick between being married and being right. So I say, do you want to be right or do you want to create resolve? I want to create resolve. And sometimes, because I can be right and you can be right and we still sleeping on the other sides of the bed, not facing each other, right? Going through what we going through. Or we can understand the power and effectiveness of the union between masculine and feminine. But in order for us to do that, we have to first admit that we are the products of broken ideas of relationship. My parents were together for 30 years. And my mother looked up one day and said, who did I marry? After 30 years. My father was broken. My mother was broken. They had no business coexisting and creating. But I'm a product of that. Now, I can use that as a crutch to say, woe is me. Or I could recognize there's a lot of power in the experience that my parents had, so I don't replicate the same behavior.
Exactly.
We're not given that bandwidth. So
I appreciate how you explain that, because that was my point.
100%.
God damn, you said that shit.
No, that's what I'm saying. My parents told me earlier, I'm a prom night baby. They didn't know better. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I grew up with teenagers. I literally grew up with them. And like, I seen my mom work every day and not make an excuse. So it's like, I can't make an excuse. And everybody be like, why you talking about her?
I think that depends on the person too.
Why are you trying to make sure your mom's straight before you're straight?
It do.
My mom deserves everything I'm gonna give her. Like,
but does that play into why you're single?
Yeah, because
you are shaped by your environment, man.
100%.
100%, bro.
Because
you can either take. You said it.
You can deflect.
It's what we choose to.
A lot of shit. Like there's a lot of people out here who flex and be like, yeah, I don't talk to nobody. Yeah, I don't do this. Really? Like people really don't contact. Like there's someone out here for everyone. Man. And that's one thing that I 100%.
Hold on 1 second. Yo, listen. We appreciate you. As always, I told you this was going to be a great episode, great content. I did it a little different. This is still the world according to Kay Nellz, but it's Kay Nellz and Friends. It's some added perspective. A ton of great relationships, a ton of great vibes, a ton of great conversations. The tequila definitely worked tonight. And we all had a great time. So again, I appreciate you for rocking with us. Stay tuned. Remember, master the room. Are you going to be a thermostat or are you going to be a thermometer?
In a Mason, Margielas, unreleased color palettes, make them all jealous. You could buy the drip, but the swag so separate. Ponytail poppy, now I sport the fade. Woke up one morning, said it's time for a change. I am one of one, my name is my name. Cartier, cedar core, vintage wood frames. Everything clear when you living in the air. In the pilot on call, press a button and you there. Or your car got a roof, press a button, disappear. On the coupe, like poof, everything I do is rare, but I swear, if you could walk a mile in my shoes, you would stop it. If you could pull the bitches that I pull, you be solid. Manifesting everything I am, I'm a prophet. And when it comes to that, about the